Jesse Ventura. You know, Jesse the Body Ventura, the ex-WWF wrestler. He starred in the movie Predator. He was also, was it the governor of Minnesota? And anyway, a few interesting facts that you may not know about Jesse Ventura. I mean, kind of cool. He rides a motorcycle. All right, he's got a custom built. You said he's got like 100. He said it was 114 or 120 cubic inch S&S motor with I don't know, crazy motorcycle that Jesse Ventura rides. Mad respect. He's 65 years old. And a couple of things that you may not know. About the Joe Rogan Experience. It's podcast. It's a little bit long, okay? But they covered a whole array of different subjects. And just listening to Joe Rogan and Jesse Ventura sit there and talk to one another, I mean, they go from the realm of... They talked about the JFK assassination a little bit, or the JFK, whatever it was, conspiracy. They talked about riding motorcycles some, and just talking about riding motorcycles, something you may have never known about Jesse Ventura. Well, also he was a Navy SEAL. And he said that whenever he was getting out of the military, when he was transitioning back into civilian lifestyle, that whenever he got out of the military, he was in Southern California and he rode motorcycles. And he became the Mongrels. And Jesse Ventura was, in 1973, was actually a sergeant at arms for the Mongrels motorcycle group. Well, I don't know. That seemed to be pretty interesting. And he said that because he was what do you call it? An upper member, you know? He was a board member, that he got to keep his colors, he got to keep his jacket. And that he also said that whenever he quit, he didn't quit. He finished his job as the governor a year before they had done this interview, but he said for a year after he finished his term as the governor of Minnesota, that he had a makeup artist put dreadlocks on him, and he grew his beard out, and he had his beard all braided like Jack Sparrow. And then he just rode around all over the place on his motorcycle, and nobody ever questioned him or asked him who he was, you know, because he had a disguise, basically. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, just listening to a couple of guys, you know, like Joe Rogan and Jesse Ventura, and how they had some of the same views on things, some different views on things. They both think that it's not a bad idea to just legalize marijuana across the board and go ahead and, regulate it, you know, just like they did alcohol. And I agree with them that one of their parents had told them that it looks just like Prohibition did back in the 1920s, that it's making a bunch of, what did they say? A bunch of outlaws rich, and it's hurting a bunch of innocent people. So, I don't know. I kind of tend to agree with them on that factor. And yeah, I thought, definitely interesting that the governor of Minnesota was a 1% biker, and he was a sergeant at arms for the Mongrels. And no matter what anyone tells you about bikers, about those guys there, I don't know. I can't say anything bad about them. I've always done my best to work on their motorcycles, as far as when you line up one of the Banditos' spokes on their bike and true it and put it all together. You tend to make sure that everything's extra right and tight. I mean, those are some of the motorcycles that can, you know, ride from coast to coast without breaking down and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I have respect for people that hit the open road, and there are all motorcycle clubs out there aren't bad, because they did also bring up and it happened right here in Texas also, the big thing that happened at Twin Peaks, with all the different motorcycle clubs that were all together at the same time. And it kind of puts a bad taste in everyone's mouth about motorcyclists, motorcycle riders, bikers, store-bought bikers, and wannabes that shouldn't even be on a motherfucking motorcycle to begin with. And that's a whole nother show. And you all know that I will definitely keep bringing you all shows about motorcycle safety. And again, when Joe Rogan and Jesse Ventura are talking about riding motorcycles, Jesse Ventura is very concerned about wearing boots and keeping your feet covered. But he's not really worried about wearing a helmet because they don't have a helmet law in Minnesota. I completely disagree with that. And if you've heard me on the show before, you know that I don't think that not wearing a helmet is... Okay. Rewind. I definitely think that if you're on a motorcycle, wear a helmet. Period. If you're on an ATV, wear a helmet. A side-by-side. Even a go-kart, guys. Put on a helmet. Because helmet might cost $300 to $600. Have you priced brain surgery lately? All you got to do is smack your head into your handlebar one time. They call it a tank slapper. You ride a wheelie one time, and you have to hit the brake real hard for it to come down, and your bike hits the ground, and then your body hits the motorcycle. Whenever your motorcycle hits something, your body's going to hit something also. Wouldn't you rather have something protecting your face, or would you rather have a big nasty gash in your face, or have someone fucking feeding you through a fucking tube? And I don't want to be the person that has to tell, your parents or your loved ones that we were riding together and your dumbass didn't have on a helmet and something happened and I ran over you. Or I saw a fucking car run over you. It's one thing, I don't know. That's just one of my pet peeves. It's just something that I disagree with. These people, especially rolling 67, 5 miles an hour. If I go around the block, I'm putting the fucking helmet on, period. And that's how I think everyone should be. And I don't know. That's just me. Jesse Ventura did bring up, he said, well, I would like to see every convertible that doesn't have a row bar in it, that those people had to wear a helmet. And I don't know. That seems to be way more restrictive as far as your vision goes. But I do agree that a convertible should have a row bar in it. And I think a lot of the people that make their convertibles go fast, guess what? They put row bars in them too. So yeah, listen to the Joe Rogan Experience. Let me know what you think about him talking to Jesse Ventura, because they got into some stuff. They got into everything from conspiracy theories to, like I said, outlaw biker gangs to, running a state. They got into talking about, Jesse was upset. They got all into I didn't realize that Jesse Ventura had a big beef with Chris Kyle. Jesse Ventura had a big beef with Chris Kyle because apparently Chris Kyle wrote in his book, American Sniper, that he punched Jesse Ventura at a bar one night, and he was with a bunch of SEALs. And Jesse Ventura said that he was there that night and the night after that, and he was there, I think he said he was the class of 56, and he was there for the graduating class of 256 of the SEALs. He said because they're invited back every 100 classes. So if they were 56, then they came back on 156, and they come back on 256, I guess, something like that. Or maybe he was 56 and they were 156. Whatever it was. But the point is they got all into that. And it really, he said that people were outraged thinking that he was going to get money from Chris Kyle's widow and from his estate or whatever. And he said that that's just not the case at all, that it was an insurance matter, that the insurance was covering any kind of, financial, monetary problems or whatever would be covered by insurance. He said, but that couldn't come out in court anyway. It was a whole pretty interesting story about, Jesse Ventura's side of that whole thing. So if you've read American Sniper or if you've seen the movie, actually, Jesse Ventura said that he had sent a thing to the movie company that, the scene with him being punched out, they didn't want it to be in the movie or they would seek legal action, something to that effect. So they didn't put that part of it in the movie, but it was in the book. So yeah, it's always something interesting on the Joe Rogan Experience as far as you can if you can just go to the Joe Rogan Experience right here at Spreaker and look, he's got hundreds of podcasts. I mean, if I tell you to surround yourself with creative people and the people that you would like to aspire to become, this is one of those people that I would aspire to become. Whenever it comes to podcasting, he's really got his stuff together, and you can just scroll down through his shows and it'll tell you who all of his latest interviews are. You can even go way back, a few years. He's one of the most prolific podcasters out there. And he also happens to commentate for mixed martial arts. If you happen to watch The Ultimate Fighting, the UFC, yeah, Joe Rogan's the one that commentates all of their fights and stuff, and he does a great job with that. So yeah, I think he does a really good job with his voice, and for that, I think you should follow him, show him some love, follow him on Spreaker, and hey, let him know that Zombie here sent you. All right, show him some love. But yeah, scroll through there, all of the different, his different guests. You're gonna see someone on there, I guarantee it. And if you like mixed martial arts, he does a fight companion. After they do the fights and stuff like that, he does a whole podcast with some different mixed martial artists, with some pros, and he puts together a fight buddy, a go-along, a bench fight program, and it's really cool. You can check that out. But yeah, there you go. I'm super excited. I put on Facebook the other day that I moved back home, and I'm just a step away. I've got the parental unit's house all put back together after the flood completely destroyed everything, and basically, don't even want to talk about the flood apocalypse, but the blessing is this. Everything is almost back together. I've got to finish the back restroom and finish putting some tile down, finish doing some painting, and then guess what? That's right, going back home. And I know I really appreciate Kenny and Angela here for letting us stay here. It's been a blessing, and it's been awesome and good food, and I've never seen the tremendous amount of hospitality. But I will be happy to get back home and happy to get the new Robcast radio studio all together, guys, because it's kind of in boxes right now. That's kind of why I kind of freaked out whenever freaking I went to start the show right now. I say Flip Flop left already. The producer left. And I'm like, no microphones. I'm trying to go live. I'm hitting the go live button. And I've got this adapter that goes into a 3.5 millimeter jack. And it splits it into a microphone and a headphone. Then I've got that split into like a 7-prong splitter. That way, hey, if I did have someone that, let's say, I wanted to do a call-in tonight or something like that, bam, I throw another microphone in there, and we're rocking and rolling. But sometimes it can be a little bit challenging for me, because like I said, I don't have 10,000 shows under my belt yet. I'm not a master at it. So you guys just be patient and we'll work it all out. Always trying to bring you all better programming, better sound quality. And I know that maybe like some of the effects come in hot and some of the commercials, before definitely the commercials would come in hot.